Question as we start this off. What's the most important personal takeaway that you have from the coronavirus era? What's, not the planet, but you. What was the wisdom? What was that big personal aha that you had? And if you haven't had any, make one up. What was that? No, I say that because, you get stuck and you get in your brain, and you can't think because I didn't have any. Yes, you did. I wouldn't be asking the question, and Linda wouldn't be giving you the microphone. You make something up, you're not making it up. It's not a lie. You're not making it up. You're referencing something that's there. And then you get the energy moving, and then you realize the real answer. So, Linda, who's first on our hit parade today?
Mary Sue.
Mary Sue Dickerson. Welcome back, Mary. Biggest personal takeaway from the coronavirus era?
How much I really liked being alone.
Alone, yeah. Anybody else feel that? Yeah, being alone. And when you're not forced to do it, then you tend not to.
Not being busy all the time.
Not being busy all the time. And just having, I think that was one of the great beauties of this era for everybody.
And time to listen to your material many times.
Absolutely. Let's just take a moment to feel that. You had a lot of time. But they're really Chambra materials. Yeah, I'm just here to distract a little bit so you can let it sink in. Okay. There is such a wealth of wisdom in the Chambra library that you have built, all of you have built for the past 20 years. We're working right now, not working, but we're bringing that together for the ones who come next. And it's beautiful. Go back and listen to it. Hear your voice in it. That's the important part. You're hearing Cauldre on one level, but hear your own voice in it.
Yes.
Good. Would you do it again?
Yes.
You would, yeah.
And I would. I'm also beginning to realize very strongly that I do pick up on things on other levels.
Yes.
That I had not taken the time to realize.
Give me an example of that.
I have feelings, and I'm okay not identifying it.
I want you to repeat that again to the camera, that camera.
Okay.
That's Dave. The camera's right over here.
Okay. No,
you can talk to Crash if you want. He's a nice guy.
I have feelings that I don't know where they came. Well, wait a minute.
I'm
not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to. Okay. I have feelings that I do not identify.
That I don't have to identify.
I don't have to identify with this reality.
Period. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Feelings you don't have to identify. It's a little challenging at first because you're like, well, I'm feeling something. I need to put a label on it. I need to attach an emotion and a judgment. Do I like it, not like it? What does it mean? What is it trying to tell me? No. There is a beauty in a sense that you get, and you don't have to identify it. It'll happen naturally in a little bit. When you're not trying to identify it, it allows the human mind to expand, go to a higher level of consciousness to meet that instead of pulling that sense down to its level. It'll open and expand, but then you have that in-between time where there's no identification, and it seems really quiet and empty, and then all of a sudden it unfolds, and it's this big whoosh that comes over you, still not in words or pictures or judgments. It's a big whoosh, and you could be overwhelmed by it. It's so beautiful. Then it comes the moment where you don't want to identify. You say, I do not want to put a label on this. This is so precious, and it's all mine. I do not want to try to define it or box it in.
Yes.
Ultimately, the mind will rise to the occasion and give you some definition, but not a closed definition. And it's beautiful. That's where we're going. Okay. The ability to communicate with anything without all that, without the verbal. You can still do verbal like I'm doing now, but what's really happening is right over here. Nonverbal. Most humans right past them like that, for at least for the time being. That's where we're going. That's when you, it's so beautiful. That's where you don't, some of you try to talk to trees. You realize how weird that is? No, it's not. You talk to trees or animals or whatever, you're still using human language. You're still using your thoughts or your emotions. It's not the way communications go. It doesn't need any of that. It opens up the whole new world. It opens up your senses. So I love what you said.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Sue. Next, what's the takeaway from coronavirus? Yeah, who me over there?
Who, me?
Who me?
Well, same as Mary Sue said, I really like my own company.
Yeah.
And,
You're generally, you've always been relatively comfortable with your own company, at times too extreme. But what was different about it this time?
well, one thing, I finally moved into a place of my own.
Oh,
after-
good. But
Which-
repeat that to the camera. You finally, what?
I finally moved into a place of my own
All right, meaning what?
on many levels.
Thank you. I mean, so often again,
Yeah.
you think like, well, he got his own house, apartment, or whatever, all by himself. No, it was that was symbolic of really you moving into your own place,
Yeah.
place that you hadn't always been comfortable with, or better said, you were always searching for it when it was kind of always right there. But it was more fun searching for a while. But now you couldn't search because everything was closed down, both on the outer world and the inner world, and then you have to go to your own place. Wow, how is your place?
It's grand.
Yeah, good. And it gets grander all the
And
time.
it gets grander.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, to the point where I don't even want to go.
A lot
anymore.
of you know you from the past, being here in person or online. Your energy is different. I mean, totally different. So it served you well.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, thank you. Good, a couple more. Takeaways from coronavirus, AKA COVID. Hello, Vince.
Hi, how are you?
I'm grand, as always.
The
How are
thing-
you?
I'm doing well.
I don't like that answer.
I know that.
Yeah.
Something.
Could you just BS us for a minute here?
Right.
Hey, Vince, how you doing?
Too long a story to tell. But
Okay.
first, I want to say hi to our friend Birta, another alumni from the Chartres and Karnak trip.
Okay, great. Good.
And what I have learned is, and I'm still kind of dealing with the fallout, is very few things are worth my time or energy.
Interesting. Well, meaning?
Well, like getting a guy to come and wash the windows.
Right.
They're still there.
Right.
We could still see light and dark,
Kinda, yeah.
but I'm getting crusty like you can be sometimes, you know.
It's
like-
an act. It's a total act.
Well, this is no.
I'm gonna have to hear about that when I get to the Ascended Masters Club tonight. Yeah, they called you crusty. Crusty? Of all the words I'd use to define myself, crusty is not one. But go ahead, Vince. You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Yeah, well, I definitely am, and I have them. But there's a lot of stuff out there that's just not worth bothering with,
That's right. It's really not that important at all.
and I don't miss it.
Yeah, good. Not that important. And isn't it interesting that one of the phenomena of this whole coronavirus era, particularly Europe and the U.S. in particular, so you're going through all these tough times and everything else, you can't find anybody to do anything. I mean, whether it's here in Colorado or any other place in the U.S., a lot of places in Europe, used to be you could find a window washer just about anywhere. And then you get your windows washed, once a month, whatever. But now you can't find anybody. What happened? Did those people leave? Did
They came to the same realization.
They did. I'm tired of washing Vince's windows. I got better things to do with my life. It is a social phenomena they haven't even begun to hit the tip of the iceberg on studying it, what's happening. And the fact is, this is really weird. I got to get this through Caldera. There are no less window washers than there ever were. There's the same number of window washers in a way, but you just can't find them. It's time to take care of your own house. It's a very strange thing because, on a very linear level, say, well, there is the same number of windows and the same number of window washers, therefore it should be easy to get my windows washed. But there's something in this cracking of time that's happening that suddenly there's no window washers available because it's time to really contemplate what's important or clean your own house, wash your own windows, metaphorically speaking. Yes. Anybody want to go over to Vince's and do a little, Thank you, Vince. One more. What's the takeaway from coronavirus?
Definitely enjoying a kaleidoscope, lots of flow, and just really liking the variety.
So you're a doctor.
Uh-huh.
And what changes did you see in your profession?
So lots of online, met with people outside, just lots of flexibility.
Yeah. More hectic or more calm?
No, calm.
Calm. You're enjoying your work more than ever?
Yeah.
Good. So the takeaway again, how would you state that?
I just really love variety.
Yeah.
And so this brought in just a lot more opportunity.
The potential for
potentials.
variety.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. We got to do one more. Thank you so much, Julie.
Did you say one more?
One more.
One more.
Oh, she's prowling. Uh-oh. Takeaway from coronavirus for you personally.
Own my reality.
Own your reality. That sounds good. What does that mean?
That means while everybody was at home, not going out, I was flying a whole airplane for myself, traveling around.
Right. During coronavirus.
During coronavirus.
Wow.
Having the most epic time of my life.
Where'd you go?
I went to Hawaii, Sedona, California, New Mexico, Texas.
When you were in Sedona, did anybody happen to say, do you know Adamus? Where's he been lately?
I actually put a sign before I went in. I don't know Adamus. I'm here by my own will.
Yeah, but you know what people see. The only thing they see is Adamus, right? Yeah.
No, I will be pride.
Yeah.
to say
I'm kind of...
So I realized that wasn't my reality.
that the whole close
the whole
down.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I was flying around, traveling around, driving.
You weren't sitting inside. And,
Oh, no.
You just, okay. Did you wear a
Nothing.
mask?
Where I have to.
Okay.
I did.
Are you vaccinated?
Not. No.
Okay. No, I have no
Give you
problem.
a
with that.
hug. Can I give you a hug?
Yes, I don't worry about it. Caldera might get real sick, but
Calder's been vaccinated.
thank you. Okay, now she's vaccinated. Yeah. Energy vaccination. Yeah. Oh, let's talk about vaccinations. Not. What a great conspiracy. What a great big way to divide humanity even more than ever. And it's not even a medical thing. And actually, I'll go so far as to say that the work done with the medical research is opening doorways for the new species of humans on the planet. Understanding things like the mRNA and the different workings, particularly when they start getting into the neuronic activity, not neurotic, but neuronic activity of the mind. Phenomenal, amazing. And the vaccine, is it a conspiracy? It's up to you. It's up to you. If you don't want to get vaccinated, that is not an issue. If you want to get vaccinated, not an issue. I mean, let's, Shamba, for the most part, move beyond that. It's like, are we going to get into that battle? Are we going to get into that thing? Does anybody really believe it's a alien conspiracy or government or anything else. I mean, please, people, we've got work to do, not games to play on this planet. So let's move on. All right, okay, Linda, where were we? We were done with that part.
Wherever you want to be.
Good. Let's take a deep breath with that. Your takeaway, your takeaway from the coronavirus era. I'd suggest you write a little story about it. Make a little home movie. Do something. You'll be so amused at looking at it a few years from now. There was so much that was moved on the planet during this time, during this kind of quiet time. And yeah, frustrating for some people and difficult on relationships. Difficult if you have children in school. But all in all, what is coming as a result of this shifted the planet in a way I would label as brilliant. And the brilliance continues. Just like my prediction saying this would last a long time, the brilliance, the brilliance continues. So let's take a good deep breath for that. Let's go on to our next portion of this show. I'm having too much fun. It's good to be back with Shambra. We were together, but not like this.